What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you another BT8 match here. This is going to be between myself on the right, playing the Imperialdramon, and on the left we are going to be having my Team Icewall teammate, Lunar, who's going to be piloting the Mastemon. Now, this is a deck that he has been on for a little bit now, definitely been working to improve with it and improve upon the deck. So this is our first time playing the matchup in a little bit against each other, so this will be interesting. My opponent does decide to go ahead and play 2 purple memory boosts on the first turn, even though there's a Madoki on the board, which isn't that big of a deal because eventually Madoki's going to have to go down. You're going to be able to pop those purple memory boosts eventually, and you're able to get a lot of search. So coming out with the Davis to put my opponent over at 1, going to be able to search out, and then they are just going to hard play the Gatomon to put me at 4. So this does put me in a position to where if I had something like a Imperialdramon, it would be very powerful because I'd be able to bottom deck this Gatomon right now and just be in a very commanding spot. Unfortunately for me, I have no champions. We are just sitting on full rookies and tamers. So I'm going to go ahead and play out a tamer, and then I'm going to go ahead and spark and play another Madoki, put my opponent at 2, putting it now to where they can clear 1 Madoki, but they're going to have to clear 2 if they do want to get those purple memory boosts. And honestly, I just need to get rookies out. That's all my hand is, and I'm going to have to probably go for some sort of rookie rush. Decided not to swing in just yet because I wasn't really wanting to swing into a tamer or something, and just kind of hoping my opponent was also having a lackluster start like I was. But as of right now, they have the Devi, which is going to be able to let them draw 2 and then trash 2. So getting a lot of cycle going, plus getting that Lucamon in the trash, and then the Ophanimon, when Digivolving, is going to be able to go ahead and pop the rookie because it has a purple source. So 1 Madoki down, 1 to go to get those purple memory boosts. But honestly, with how my hand is, it might not matter too much. I'm sparking at 4 memory to go up to 5 to hard play a Chimeramon. So I'm just trying to get something on the board here so that way I can try to develop. I really just have nothing but rookies and tamers and things like Hammer Spark. So this isn't looking too great for me, but it also isn't looking terrible for me yet. I do have 4 Digimon on the board. I am likely going to be able to hatch next turn to Digivolve another rookie, which means that I'm going to be kind of swarming the board. So as long as they don't board clear me, it could be good, but they are going to go ahead and go with the Flame Hell Scythe right here, which is pretty bad. The Flame Hell Scythe is going to be able to pop 1, and the Lady Devimon Inheritable is going to be able to pop another rookie. So it's actually 2 rookies down, and then I go ahead, I Digivolve a rookie in Raising, draw into another rookie, see no champions, and decide to just scoop it up. I am going to fall way too far behind, and honestly, the aggressive path isn't going to be able to get me there because the deck just isn't fast enough. Mastemon's going to be able to recover and just be able to remove everything off the board that I tried to get. So let's just go ahead and move on. No rookie yet. I did have one in hand that I could have Digivolved, but I wanted to play the Davis first to try to find a better rookie like the EX1 Vmon, which I did find, but unfortunately I only saw 2 blue Digimon and the other one was the X Vmon, so I had to take that one. So I should have just Digivolved the Vmon in Raising first, but too late now. But I do have the Vmon and the X Vmon in the back with the Davis, which means that I do have the ability to play out the Stingmon and potentially go up into the Imperialdramon later. But my opponent already is going to go ahead and DNA Digivolve up into the Mastemon, going to put the Magna Angemon in the security and then play it out. So they're going to be able to shuffle, recover up, and so now lots of recovery going on. That can be scary because going up to such a high security very early can be very threatening as an Imperial player, but I'm still just going to go ahead and go in, going to be able to swing with the X Vmon here, then play out the Vmon. This gives me a target not only to find some more champions or ultimates, but also I do need an HBD target for this turn, so I am going to go ahead and play out the Stingmon here. I'm just trying to figure out what the best play is. I'm going to be able to DNA Digivolve up. I do choose to go into the Chimera. It is going to give minus 3k, which means that I can hit in potential up into the Dragon mode here to play out my sources, but that doesn't matter too much. The main thing is I wanted the minus 3k on the Mastemon so that way I could go into the Dragon mode, which is mostly just a step to get to the fighter mode. I did go ahead and Chimera to give the minus 3 so that I could fighter mode and bounce back this Mastemon while also putting just a very strong Digimon on the board. I did choose to grab the Vmon out of the Inheritables instead of the X Vmon for a couple reasons. One, I wanted the search off the starter deck 9 Vmon, but I also really wanted to just keep the jamming on my Imperialdramon so that way if I swing into an opposing 13k in security, I will still be good. Plus, I'll be able to get the draw off of the Demi Vmon there. Plus, with the other X Vmon in hand, I will be able just to get one out on board anyway and be able to DNA Digivolve up, be able to bottom deck the Magna. I do hit Kari, which is unfortunate because now I'm not going to be able to choke my opponent, but it isn't the worst deal. I'd rather hit Kari as a security trigger than something like maybe Chaos Degradation or Flame Hell Scythe, but gonna go into yet another Dragon mode here to be able to play out the Stingmon and the X Vmon this time. Now my opponent, if they do go up for their Mastemon play, they are going to be able to delete a lot, but they won't be able to delete everything, so I will be able to have a board going still. I do do have a fighter mode in hand, which is important because if my opponent decides to go for the Flame Hell Scythe to Magna, to Masty, and all these plays to be able to delete a bunch of Digimon, if they still leave my Dragon mode on the board, I still can go for fighter mode, and if they decide to delete the Dragon mode, then I can keep the fighter mode, because they can't delete 2 level 6s because Lucemon is a level 5, so one of the level 6s has to stay on the board, which does give me a pretty good opportunity to get ahead of board right here. I can go into the fighter mode. I won't be able to bounce anything, however, I will be able to swing security and then unsuspend and suspend the Lucemon, which would allow me to swing over that, and then I can go for the Megadeth into the Mastemon to clear the board while also keeping my fighter mode on the board. They will be at 4 memory, but they were going to go to 3 anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I was mostly just considering, is it worth, if my fighter mode goes down in security, what do I do? Decided that if it goes down, then I probably just lose anyway because I'm not in that great of a spot, but if it doesn't go down, then I'll be in a pretty decent spot. So now I got the fighter mode on the board, hanging out. They have no rookie and raising, and they played the purple memory boost, so now they could play out something like a Gatomon if they want to, but they decided to just go with the Gazi. Gazi is very annoying, obviously. I will be able to get rid of it pretty easily with the fighter mode, but it is still annoying to stop my memory gain, especially with EX1 Vmon in the back, and then they have a second purple memory boost coming out. Gonna swing in, I do hit the Mastemon, and then I just play the Madoki, put my opponent to 3, which is they're gonna go to anyway, but now I shut down the purple memory boost. This just really shows why Madoki is very strong. It's a card that you can just keep in your hand and just have it hang out until it's very useful. Now there's 3 purple memory boosts on the board as my opponent is just searching. They're searching very hard, grab the Ephonemon right there, but not finding the pieces that they are looking for. So going into my turn, I'm gonna swing jamming, get that draw there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and DNA Digivolve up. Want to get those swings, but now I can go ahead and swing unsuspend with the Imperialdramon. Then I'm going to go ahead and swing unsuspend with the fighter mode. This plays around any sort of removal. No matter what, I will have something to attack, which is why you want to kind of alternate between the fighter mode and the Imperialdramon when you are unsuspending like that. Now, starting off game 3, my opponent is going to go ahead and go first. They play with the Candlemon, and then they just hard play the Gatomon there to put me at 5. The Gatomon hits 2 other Gatomon, so that is very scary. I do get to play the Davis and keep turn, but I don't hit exactly what I need, so I do go Lobo in raising so that way I can put my opponent to 1 while also being able to potentially DNA Digivolve later or just go up into an ultimate, which is something that I'm going to need to do. But my opponent decides to keep the Candlemon in the back, play another Gatomon. The first Gatomon hit 2 Gatomons, the second Gatomon's going to hit 2 Mastemons. Now, as me and like I said, my opponent is my teammate, so we were just messing around, and he's choosing which Mastemons he wants to grab right there as a little joke. He did put the Mastemon in the trash, but that is something that's going to get fixed. It does get put to the bottom. We will correct that here in a second, but now I'm going to go ahead and go with the starter deck 9 Vmon. Now I have to choose between, do I want Dragon mode or do I want the EX1 Vmon? I do decide to go with the Dragon mode because I am probably going to have to go wide and be able to use 1 or 2 Dragon modes to really go for game. There goes the Mastemon to the bottom. We do figure it out. That was supposed to be there, and then I'm going to go with Imperialdramon in the back. Didn't hit the Stingmon, so I'm not going to be able to DNA Digivolve or anything like that, so I just want to get the Imperialdramon out there so that way I can start to go up into my Dragon modes and then my fighter modes as well, because with these Gatomons on the board, I'm going to have to deal with them somehow. My opponent looks like they are bricking an ultimate, or else they definitely would have gone into it right there. Going to be able to trash the Lucemon, so whenever they build up, they are going to be able to, you know, get that Lucemon to come out, but now there's 3 Gatomons on the board and no ultimates coming out. A lot of searching, so I'm going to take this opportunity to go HPD. I only get 1 source because I don't have any green level 4 lowers in there, but I will bring the Lobomon out. Mostly just wanted to go into fighter mode, bounce 1 Gato, swing unsuspend, suspend the other Gato, so then I can swing over that one and then Megadeth the other Gato. So they are still 2 in hand, but I was able to at least clear them off the board, so that way if they want to play a Gatomon, it's going to pass turn. They do correctly choose to put 1 in raising, though. I think that makes sense. You get the draw of it while also just being able to keep it safe, so I won't be able to remove it. I was thinking they were going to hard play another Gatomon to get more search going, but they decided to play the Kari, so I can't choke them. It is a good play. I don't think it really matters what they do too much there, but I'm just going to start to get aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and swing unsuspend right there. Do hit the purple memory boost, which is unfortunate, but no big deal. Going to swing in with the Vmon there, then swing in with the Lobo. Should have swung in with those first before I swung in with the fighter mode to play around the Flame Hell Scythe, which is what I did. Realize after I swung the first one, so I decided to swing the other 2 before I swung with the fighter mode again. And then I'm just going to go wide, Madoki on board to stop that purple memory boost. Another Vmon, just make it so they have no security. I have 1 Digimon in raising, 4 on the board, plus a Tamer that could represent a hybrid, so it's not impossible for them to clear the board and recover to be out of range, but it is going to take a lot of resources, and I might as well put the pressure on. I don't really lose anything from playing the Madoki and the Vmon anyway, be able to block the memory boost, plus they're going to go to 3 anyway, so I was able to search with the Vmon. So now it just comes down to, to, if they want to even DNA Digivolve, they're going to have to hard play and pass turn anyway, which they'll be able to, you know, DNA Digivolve up into Mastemon and then be able to play something out with the Lucamon, so they'll be able to pop 2 things, which would still leave 1 Digimon on the board with 1 in the back, while also still leaving the Davis on the board. So it's going to have to be the Magna here because of the Digimon that's in the back. They're going to tap Kari to gain the memory right there, but the Magna does recover. They are going to be able to go into the Masty. I would assume they're going to take out the Lucamon so that way they can pop. It is all the way at the bottom, so they are going to put the Lucamon in the stack. They are going to look to see what it is. Doesn't matter, not going to change anything, so Lucamon's still coming out. Lucamon pop the fighter mode. Mastemon go ahead and pop the Madoki, and then I'm going to be at 4. So really, I can just swing here and go for game. I am a little bit scared of potentially hitting an option card, so I am going to make a weird play, I guess, to a degree, just to try to play around something. I did play the Stingmon right here, just in case I drew into the XV, then I'd be able to go for a little bit different of a play with the jamming, but it didn't really matter. I am just going to swing. I was playing a little too safe there. Was trying to see if there was a safer way to do that when I could have just swung, but was able to take it. Close match. We both did have a game where we were pretty bricky, which is unfortunate, but with that being said, if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe because I'll be bringing you even more Digimon content, and I hope to see you next time. Peace out.